Good day, everyone. As always, we start at 10 o'clock on the morning session and around 2 p.m. Eastern Time, the afternoon session. Before we start, we have a disclosure. It is very important. All traders should know that there is a risk in the trading. And what we are doing, we are sharing our signals. There is no promotion talk, and there is no sales talk. It's a strictly trading. And doing those volatilities, we decided to share our stuff with the rest to the public. On the top, if somebody is not familiar with it, on the top you have the direction of the signal. You have the entry price. You have the target price is in the kind color. And then, as an example, we have a sell on the YM, short direction 243.46. The target is 242.67. On the pullback re-entry is 244.08. It tells you how many ticks you got. It tells you the trailing stop. They are based on the floor and fibs. And the trailing stop one. The trailing stop one is a minor support. The trailing stop two is a major support. And then we have the stop loss if you would like to do. On the same thing, what you see on the chart, you see the sell entry as an example on the YM. You see the sell entry on the NASDAQ and you see the sell entry on the ES. And then you see the trailing stop. And then we share also our zone, the fib lines. We are sharing those lines with you. It's the same story on the Forex. You have the entry signal, and then you have the safe entry. You have the target, your PNL, and then this is here is a price action based on a swing trading. You can follow those signal. As an example, right now we have a new uh, signal on the 6E. It tells you you need to go long, and the entry is 32.50. The target is 234.20. On the pullback, the re-entry price is 123.100 right there. And then it tells you the trailing stops, and it tells you the trailing stop one and the trailing stop two. So if we are looking at the euro dollar, you can see where was the entry. The entry, it was, this one is a Forex. The one in the market analyzer is the future. As you see right now, we have entered the market on the euro dollar, whether it's a 6E or a Forex. And then you can see where is the target. You can see that on both of market analyzer and that matter. And you can see within a seconds, it seems like we are about to go ahead and hit the target. For the ones that are not interested in the swing trading, you can go at the bottom of the chart here and you can go ahead and follow a normal small trade, scalping trading. So you have two options. You can either swing trading or you can do the scalping. All those trades, they are at your own risk. Best Pro Trade is not responsible for your action. We just sharing this information to the public. We're not misleading. We're not misguiding. It is signals we are sharing with the rest, whoever is trading to help out doing this volatility in the market. We have no interest to call the trades for you because it is right there in front of you, all the signals. So you, for the traders, they can have it as a second opinion. They can copy the signals. They can copy the other signals at the bottom of the charts. But absolutely, we have no we are not be held responsible for any uh, those signals, and you cannot hold us responsible. Any trader decided to take those signals and copy those signals, they are very welcome, but they are under their own risk. And we wish you the best. During this time, I will try to help as much as I can when I'm not busy. But it is a very straightforward. You read the signal, you read the target, and then if this one here, if you're not a professional trader, it is a very good for you to be on a sim, and then you can copy those trades and see how you are doing with those signals. So on the first chart here on the right corner here, we have the forex, and we have all the forex. If somebody needs some kind of forex chart, we'll be more than glad to help him. And we put the basic here. We have the ES, we have the Nasdaq, and we have the YM. On the market analyzer, you have the ES, YM, Nasdaq, CL, Russell, DAX, 6E, and 30-year Treasury bond. So for the ones that are looking for another signal or another instruments, we are more than glad to add it for you if this will help you. It is a totally free service signal. We are not, again, we're not charging for anything. We're not getting anything out of it. So traders, they are at their own risk with the market. And every trader, when he makes a decision, it is his own risk. We're not hold reliable, or we cannot be hold responsible for any of you, any trader action. So we wish you the best. And right now, the market has changed momentum, and it will continue because it's a Friday. So actually, it was a lot of volatility this morning, and now it starts smoothing out. And if we notice on the entry signal on the euro dollar, we are just few ticks away on the futures to hit the targets, and just a couple pips on the forex to hit the target. So very soon we will have a new target, and then you can copy the target. As an example, we have the Russell. If we are looking at the Russell, telling you there is an entry at 149.5, and then you have the target at 15.9, and then on the pullback you can re-enter the market at 149.3.4, and then it says how many ticks you got, and it tells you where is your trailing stop based on the floor and fibs. The trailing stop 2 is a huge major support line, or resistance can be in that matter. And then we have the trailing stop 1. It is a minor support line, but those are the trailing stops. They're not dummy trailing stops. They are based on the floor and fibs. So this is a very accurate. In the same time, we share those lines with you, those zones, and they are extremely accurate. If you don't have any, it doesn't matter. You can copy our zones, and that will help you a lot with your trading. As an example, right now we have a sell entry on the ES at the 26.54.25. We have the Nasdaq at 66.69, and then we have the sell order at 24.346 on the YM. So all direction is pointing to the short sale, and this is very good. And then we wish you the best luck. If there's any information you want, you're very welcome to call or Skype me, and we will add any instrument. Again, there is no promotion, no sales stock, and I'm not gonna get involved in those. We're just strictly helping all the traders to look at those signals and copy whatever they want, and they can go away anytime they want to. Folks, please play it safely. And if anybody have a question, you're very welcome to contact me. And now we can see if you notice on the euro dollar, we hit the target right in front of you. And this target took what, a couple of minutes to hit the target. This is very fine. And we wish you the best. I'll try my best to guide some of the traders to show you what's going on in the market. The minute I can have a free time, I'll be more than glad to help any trader uh, to help him see how things is going in the market. And absolutely, I will get involved in it. The first minute free I have, I sure will do that. Okay, thank you. I'll stay quiet for now. sometimes you have to keep your eye on the auto trades. It's okay if you have uh, to go somewhere like going outside or go to the kitchen or wash your car outside or do your yard, but you have to keep your eye on any kind of auto trade, whether it's from Ninjatrader, from us, from somebody else. And I'm going to show you why an auto trade you cannot just close your eye on it and not keep your eye on it, but constantly, if you are busy around, you need to once in a while, every 5-10 minutes, you need to look at it. The reason is, if you notice right now on the YM at the bottom here on the scalper, we have an overfill. An overfill does mean it couldn't close position if this market, sometimes this happen with NinjaTrader, you get overfilled. And as you see here, the amount on that one here, that for some reason we couldn't close position. And this is, it can happen by sometimes for a lot of technical things, but this is an overfill. And right now, what I need to do, I need to close that position and reactivate the auto trade. So this is one of the things you need to look after, that an overfill, and actually we have we have already hit those targets, but the YM, we got overfilled on it, so we need to close it and reactivate it. This is the only way you can solve your problem. if somebody confused about the re-entry signal, it says here on the market analyzer, safe entry. If we look at the ES, we have an entry target at 66 54.25 and the target 44.50. But also we have this one here is not on the automated trading. This one has to be taken manually. It's the 62.75. So if we are looking on the Nasdaq as an example, we have one. We have an entry at 68.75. The safe entry is 775 and the target 630.75. So the 70.75 is right there. This is your re-entry actually. And this is where it's not going to be every time, but this is an entry on the pullback. And if we look at the NASDAQ, we can see how the market pulled back to the re-entry level. The auto trade take the entry and target only, but the re-entry can be done manually. And if we notice here,
order pending,
this is where your
order filled,
this is where your sell has to be, and it has to be right above,
order pending,
right above the second. This is the manual trade, and you can do that because most of the time on this one here, it's not included in the auto trade. But this is the new version, has not been released yet, and because there is a lot of pullback and re-entry sometimes, and we measure the re-entry on every market. As an example, if we look at the ES, the ES, we have a re-entry, safe entry is at 62.50. This is your re-entry on the pullback. And you see it here is the safe entry 62.75. Sorry about that. But this is the safe entry. Most of the time when the market is on the pullback, this is can uh, I cannot say 100%, but this is around 7 out of 10. The pullback usually they are really good. Sometimes
order filled,
if this market broke that level here, that's mean we are coming with the new signals right now. And that's why you see everything start turning red because the momentum in the market is changing. And we are about to have a new signals on the NASDAQ. So if the safe entry couldn't hold, that's mean we are a change in direction, absolutely. It's a matter of seconds before we have a new signals on the NASDAQ. There we go. We have a new signal on the NASDAQ, and you can see it on the market analyzer. We have a new signal. The new signal is 775, and the target 748.50. This is your entry, and this is your target. On the pullback is 66.59, and now the 66.59 where we took that trade is right there.
order pending,
This is the pullback entry.
order canceled,
But the auto trade takes the entry and the exit. That's all what he does. The same story you can see on the ES. We have a pullback to the same number. The safe entry on the ES is 62.75. 62.75 right there. So
order pending,
actually those trades are very, I'm late on that trade, but they are very um, precise on those. And most of the time,
order filled,
they nail it very well. And then what it is, then you can decide if you wanted to have your stop loss. I really like to give it a little bit more
order pending,
because there is a resistance line right behind that, And most of the time, this market fell to break those levels. As an example, right now on the ES, we can see that we took it from the re-entry. Okay, on the Nasdaq fell, but it does not mean the system. Welcome to trading. And if we notice, look at this. This is also a very nice to uh, to if you want to get involved in the trade. It is very nice to get involved. However, if you don't want to mess with it, I usually do that. This is nice trick. Now we are on a free trade. So in another word, if this market coming back, it's not gonna cost me any dime, and I just put it a plus one take. So if this market coming and it's gonna knock me out, probably is going to break those levels. So those here, you need to be light in those area here, and and sometimes those trades can generate a lot of ticks, those trades. So as we see right now, I have that. Okay, I got stopped out. That's very fine, but it didn't cost me any money. And we can see on the bar, 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bars, 4 bar, 5 bars, came into those level, and the ES never been able to penetrate the safe sell entry. And if you will notice right now, the market now is taking a dive again. And the probability for that market is coming to the same entry level is right there. Probably this is where the market is going to be on the re-entry on the entry level. So this is probably for an advanced trader, but if you don't want to be advanced trader, you just let the auto trade right on the entry signal and exit at the target. That's all what you have to do. Um, right now, the market has changed momentum, and we are looking to the upper. We are looking for the long trend right now. So we will see what will happen. Very mixed market, very hard right now at the moment, and we still have around 20 minutes in that session, so we will see what will happen. We're about to have a new signal on the ES. We are about to have a new signal on the ES. Again, the market is very fast, and I got one also overfilled on the Nasdaq, and I need the market is extremely fast. This is sometimes you get those overfill. We have a buy entry on the ES, and the buy entry on the ES is 63.50. Excuse me. The target is 78.75. Watch out for this major resistance at 67. If we're gonna break the 67 level, we are going directly to this target. There is no sweat in it. Very important, keep your eye on the 67, please. This is your resistance level. The same story on the NASDAQ. If we see on the NASDAQ, we had the buy entry at 70. Let's see if you notice here, we have 775, and we have the resistance at 67.31 on the NASDAQ, and the target. If you see on the market analyzer, the target is 67.4850. But this is the difference between a human and an automated trading. We have a major resistance line at the 646. So I will take it from here.
Order pending.
And close the position one tick below the resistance. Because also, if you look on the same story here, we have a resistance level at 67, even on the resistance level. And you can see how the ES will be struggling on that line a little bit. Once we break that line, it will be a free ride all the way up the target. So it is very important for us to see that um, uh, a break in the 67 level. Here we go. Let's see if this ES is going to break this low. You can see it's right on the tick with the ES. You can see where the ES rejected, exactly to the same line. It's the 67 level, exactly to the tick. You can see how those levels really work. And you can see the 67 level. The ES came in the first time, the second time, and got rejected. I'm estimating the NASDAQ, the pullback is going to be around the 97 level. Let's watch. if we notice on the YM for the last half an hour, and actually on the Nasdaq and the ES is actually got stuck between those channels. And for the auto trader guy, don't understand those time in here when the market, in a way, they are in one line. This is the worst nightmare for any type of an auto trade. We have a new signal on the euro dollar. So when the market is trending, it is amazing when the automated trading can do. But when the market getting stuck between the channels, that it is a great damage to any type of an auto trade. And that's why sometimes it helps if you look at the chart and when you see this market is in a way getting stuck, there is no direction, that can cause uh, uh, unwanted prediction with the trade. So right now, if we are looking at this market, there is one thing, sometimes you can see the market is not something wrong. As an example, I rely on the market analyzer a lot. The reason I do, because if we notice the ES, we have an entry buy signal, fair enough. The second things we need to look at the opposite direction is the 30-year Treasury bond. The 30-year Treasury bond on the sell, this is very good in sequence. But then if you notice the YM today into the sell signal is not on the buy signal. And if we are looking at the YM is getting stuck in those area here and actually was about to hit the target one more time and hit the target a couple times. So this is not right. When you have one of those instruments, Nasdaq, YM, ES, when they are not going in the same direction, that means there is something wrong in this market. It's not acceptable anymore. For me, I rely on those three instruments to be in the same direction. If they are not in the same direction, that cause, if the YM is not going with the ES and the NASDAQ, can cause volatility. Or if the NASDAQ is not, most of the time the NASDAQ now become independent, but still the NASDAQ stops at the major ES support resistance line. So when they are not in sequence, there is something wrong in the picture, and that can bring a lot of volatility. And if we notice, when we have the buy entry on the ES and the Nasdaq, and the YM stayed to the downside, that caused damage on your trading with Nasdaq and ES. And those here, they are a very fine line. And when the market is not in sequence, what I see that when the YM didn't get up, my prediction is that the market, because if we notice on the market analyzer, the YM didn't go up with the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones. My prediction is going. This is really funny to say that. This is going to bring either is going to bring the ES and the Nasdaq down. Absolutely, because they have to be in sequence before you can trade. And when the ES on the buy signal and the YM on the sell signal and the Nasdaq on the buy signal, there is something wrong in there. Absolutely, and this is where a trader has to be a little bit more patient because this is was very nasty area for any kind of auto trade, whether you are auto trading hour or somebody else auto trade is irrelevant. And this is a very nasty area for auto trading sometimes. And when the market gets stuck in those channels, can bring